Good morning, students. Myself, Dr. L. Manchu Bhargavi, Assistant Professor, JFGC, Madhugiri. Codes BCom, Subject Commerce, Paper Corporate Accounting 1, and topic Problems on Net Asset Method with Goodwill Calculation. The topics will be covered in these sessions are Introduction, Problem on Net Asset Method with Goodwill Calculation. Objective of the learning to familiarize the students with the concept of introduction and problems on net asset method with calculation of goodwill. Session outcome: the students will be able to understand the concept of introduction and how to solve problems on net asset method with calculation of goodwill. Let's have the introduction part. There are many circumstances where values of shares are required for various accounting purposes. In such cases, the value that is taken is not the par but the market value. The market value of the share is nothing but the value quoted in stock exchange. Let's have a look into one problem. On 31st March 2020, the balance sheet of Rajesh was as follows. He has liabilities of a share capital 5 lakh, profit and loss 1 lakh 3,000, OD, and you have creditor 77, provision for taxation 45,000, and proposed dividend 75,000. Let's have a look into asset side. You have land and building 220, plant and machinery 95,000, stock 3,50,000, and sundry debtors 1,55,000. The total balance sheet of both assets and liabilities comes to 8,20,000. The net profits of the company after deducting all working charges and providing for depreciation and taxation were as under. Year ending 31st March 2015, you had 85,000, 16 96,000, 17 90,000, 18 1 lakh, and 2019 95,000. On 31st March 2020, land and building. On 31st March 2020, land and building. We'll see the adjustment part. Land and building were valued at rupees 2,50,000 and plant and machinery rupees 1,50,000. In view of the nature of the business, is considered that 10% is a reasonable rate of return on tangible capital. From the following information, for the purpose of valuation of shares, goodwill is calculated at 5 years purchase of the super profit based on the average profits of the last 5 years. Calculate the intrinsic value. First, we'll say calculation of goodwill. Average profit equal to total profits divided by number of years, that is 4,66,000 divided by 5. It comes to 93,200. Let's calculate average capital employed. The assets, land and building, plant and machinery, stock, data, which totals to 9,05,000, and less total liabilities. You have OD 20,000, creditors 77, provision for taxation 45, and the proposed dividend 75. It would cost total 2,17,000. The values which we have taken here, what is given in the land and building in the business, it is 2,20,000, but the new valuation of land and building is 2,50,000. New valuation of plant and machinery is 1,50,000. So we have to take all the new values, the valued asset values we will be taking. So from the asset, if you minus 2,70,000 liabilities, capital employed would come 6,88,000 less half of the current year profit, that is 95,000, that is the last year profit, and then you will get the average capital employed, which is 6,40,500. Calculation of normal profits. Normal profits equal to average capital employed into normal rate of return divided by 100. So 6,40,500 into 10 divided by 100, that would come to 64,500. Then we will calculate the super profit. Super profit equal to average profit minus normal profit. Average profit is 93,200 and normal profit is 64,050, which we have 64,050, 29,150 it would come to. Calculation of goodwill. Goodwill equal to super profit into number of year purchase, 29,150 into number of years, that is 5. So 1,45,750. Then calculation of intrinsic value. You have goodwill, land and building, stock, debtors, which comes to 10,50,000. Then you have less liabilities like bank overdraft, creditors, provision for taxation, proposed dividend. That will be total 2,17,000. If you deduct that from the assets and the liabilities, you will get 8,33,750. So intrinsic value per share will be total assets available for equity shares divided by number of equity shareholders, which comes to 8,33,750 divided by 5,000. So if you do, then you will get the value of the shares. Thank you so much, students. Thank you. That's all for this session. See you in the next session. Thank you for your cooperation.